Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you're watching this channel, I believe all of you remember Samuel Pogisho. Samuel Pogisho served during Mwai Kibaki's time. So Samuel Pogisho has surfaced again with a very explosive statement, and Pogisho seems to be targeting the tour of William Ruto in Mount Kenya.
You have to ask William Ruto today, what was that 5 days like? I think he would say he struggled. It wasn't easy.
Remember, analysts are still talking about William Ruto's tour in the mountain. So Samuel Pogisho surfaced and decided to react to that tour. There are people who believe it was successful. There are people who believe it was not successful. There are people who think that tour was, a lot of money was spent in that tour just to try to please the Mount Kenya people. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you directly to the comments of Samuel Pogisho. And Samuel Pogisho is saying that Ruto is not sitting easy right now. And he goes further to say that Ruto avoided podiums. I don't know if you're keen to notice that Ruto avoided using of podiums. He only used the vehicle he was using to speak to the people. In fact, in the all of 5 days, hakuna mali alitayarisha kama rally hadi kuna podium kama vile Azimio utayarisha yao. No. Ruto avoided that strategy because of one good reason. He feared heckling. You know, it's very easy to contain heckling when you are when you give a speech like Wagari, because again now your security is assured hata kama ni kidogo. But when you are on the podium, you find yourself exposed to threats, just like the case of Northeastern. Remember, in Northeastern, I think it was in Mandera, and Ruto was supposed to give a speech after other leaders had given their own speeches. So what happened? The moment Ruto rose to give his speech, ile gari yake ilikuja na akaingia ndani na akapena speech akiwa kwa gari up on top of the car. That was a security strategy of trying to protect William Ruto in case there is anything that happens. You know, when you are on your car, ni rahisi sana kumanage ile movement yako. But kama ukiwa kwa podium, watu wanze rusha mawe, ni ngumu sana kumanage hiyo security yako. So that is what really happened. So Pogisho has addressed this issue also. So I want us to explore these statements from Samuel Pogisho. So he's telling us that Ruto is not sitting easy. And based on Pogisho's statement, the kama Ruto's trip of the mountain haikuwa successful. That is what he's trying to tell us. So before I explore this story further, kindly like this video, subscribe to this channel, and to existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown. Now, without wasting much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, let's delve into this video from Samuel Pogisho. This is what Samuel Pogisho told William Ruto.
You have to ask William Ruto today, what was that 5 days like? I think he would say he struggled. It wasn't easy. And it's typical of all of us politicians, by the way. When you're into your third year after elections, you all struggle because you may have promised certain things, and by the third year you have done nothing. You will struggle. My only fear is that when the president maybe asked his people, his lieutenants, are we ready to go there? The lieutenants must have said, oh, piece of cake, just come. It's easy. It's never easy. By the way, if you look at the body language, the president had to raise his voice more times just to be heard. And that's not what William Ruto expected of his entry into central Kenya. Remember, the mountain was the place that he did not have to struggle during the campaign times. This is the place where he actually did not even have to raise his voice. He simply, he would introduce everybody and there were pleasantries. Today, he goes there, he tries to introduce some people, and they're rejected. That is a very good sign. But it was good he went there. I agree. It's good for him to have gone there. He's the only one who knows how.
Now, Samuel Pogisho has advised William Ruto to stop promising more. You see, the biggest problem with William Ruto's rallies is that he promises more. So whenever he makes promises, hatimizi, and then the level of enmity between him and the people inaongezeka. So that is what Samuel Pogisho has realized that is the reason why William Ruto is losing popularity on the ground. Let me take you back to Friday. That was now one day before William Ruto was to wind up. A day before Ruto was to wind up his tour of the mountain. So that Friday, Nyeri women visited Ruto at Sagana State Lodge. But then if you look at William Ruto, during that visit, Ruto appeared ni kama hayuko na raha. You see, the body was telling us a different picture from what was happening. You see, Ruto wore a face of someone who was not happy because he knew very well these people had come to because of funding. You see, in Mount Kenya ilikuwa ishawekwa wazi na Rigathi Gachagua kwamba pale watu watakuwa ni funding too. That is why Wamuchomba said something here which I also wish to take you through. Wamuchomba said, Mr. President, you should visit Mount Kenya every 3 months. It was a good ATM for the locals and a political mirror for him and his SMPs. So this is what Gathona Wamuchomba told William Ruto through his ex handle. And the message was very clear. He was telling William Ruto to continue coming to the mountain, alafu tena, because the mountain people really enjoyed the ATM. According to Shasi, she says ile ni ATM ambayo ilikuwa imeletwa imwage pesa kwa wao. Then she went further to say, just like the last parliament, all the MPs will not escape the chopping board. Ruto will align with the popular aspirants. Anyway, no mercy, it's payback for the impeachment and finance bill pains. Ground is king. Okay. You see, the message is very clear. Ruto, you can come back again and again and again, kwa sababu watu wetu wa mlima wamebenefit, wamekula pesa. You see, but if these leaders could just look at William Ruto's tour of the mountain from the other side of the coin, they would see that the Mount Kenya people are benefit. All these projects ambazo zimewekwa pale ni za Mount Kenya people tu kuendelea. Hao ndo wata benefit kabisa. But of course we know that these other politicians are playing politics. Na that's the reason why Samuel Pogisho is saying that Ruto is not sitting easy. He knows that the mountain walimpata tu nafasi amalize shughuli zake aende, but they are not with him. You see, it was largely peaceful, yes, lakini the mountain ilishateleza kitambo. That is what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen, and Ruto knows it. So there were scenarios where heckling was spotted, especially Ichungwa being heckled. You know, that was embarrassing to William Ruto, we can say so. And still on to that, why we think Ruto is not sitting easy. This heckling is something ambao hakutarajia, lakini it happened. And in fact, it happened kwa mtu ambao amempatia kazi kubwa sana kwa parliament, majority leader. Ndio alikuwa heckled. You know? Then if you look at this trip again, unapata kwamba Kuria could not be allowed to speak. Kuria was not spotted katika hizo mikutano. Kuria hakuongea kabisa. Ikiwa Inspector General aliongea, sembuse Kuria. Kwa nini Kuria hakuongea? Moses Kuria ni mtu ambaye Mount Kenya politics amekolea. Kwa nini hakuongea? Kwa nini hakuruhusiwa kuongea? So those are some of the reasons why Samuel Pogisho is saying that Ruto is not sitting easy. And the biggest advice that Samuel Pogisho has given out is that Ruto must revert. He must revert. That is what Samuel Pogisho is telling William Ruto. Revert. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.